Okay, picture this. You're facing a huge decision. The pressure is on and the stakes are really high. What if, instead of just winging it and trusting your gut, you had a clear, repeatable process, a system that can turn all that confusion into crystal clarity and help you make way smarter decisions every single time? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
Have you ever been stuck on a problem that just feels fuzzy? You know something's wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's that super frustrating feeling, and let's be honest, it gets you absolutely nowhere.
All right, check this out. This is a perfect example. On the left, you've got a complaint. Our team isn't motivated. It feels important, right? But what do you actually do with that? Now look over at the right. Reduce voluntary turnover in the product team by 15% in Q2. See the difference? That's not a complaint. That's a razor-sharp problem statement. It's a target you can actually hit. This is the exact shift we're talking about.
So how do we get there? We're going to use this simple but powerful framework I call the 5-gear challenge cycle. We'll start by escaping that fuzzy thinking and go all the way to confidently defending the smart decision you're about to make. Let's jump in.
First things first, we have to escape fuzzy thinking. Because vague problems, well, they lead to vague results. Or even worse, zero results.
You know, this right here, this is why so many meetings just go in circles. We mistake this vague feeling of dissatisfaction, saying things like, "We need better communication," for an actual problem. But you can't solve a complaint. You can only solve a well-defined problem. Okay, so it's time to shift into gear 1, detect and define. This is where we take those weird gut feelings and turn them into those razor-sharp targets we were just talking about. You know that feeling in your gut when a project just feels off? That's not just you being anxious. That's what we're calling your internal radar. It's your subconscious brain piecing together thousands of little data points that your conscious mind has totally missed. The first step is just learning to listen to these weak signals before they blow up into a full-blown crisis. And this is how you do it. This template is a total game changer. The scope metric time template turns a woolly concern into something you can actually test. Just look at the before column. Improve team morale. I mean, where do you even start with that? It's so vague. But now look at the after. Boom. The scope is narrowed to the product team. The metric is something you can literally count, days between resignations, and the time is set for 90 days. Just like that, we've turned a fuzzy feeling into a real challenge we can actually tackle. Okay, so we've got our sharp, well-defined problem. What's next? We shift into gear 2, which is all about uncovering the root cause. We have to dig way beneath the surface to find out what's really going on.
This is so important to get. The thing you see, the symptom, is almost never the real issue. So if productivity is tanking and your only solution is to make people work longer hours, you're just attacking a symptom. You're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. The real problem, the thing in the system that's causing the drop, is still hiding under the surface.
So how do we dig deeper? We use a deceptively simple technique called the 5 whys. You start with your problem statement, and you just keep asking why like a relentless toddler. Now the key here is to not stop too soon. Most people get to the first or second why and think they've found the answer. Nope. You have to keep digging until you hit the bedrock of the problem, the one thing you can actually change.
All right, you've done the hard work, you've dug down to the root cause. Now for gear 3, choosing your smartest move. And this isn't just about brainstorming a bunch of ideas. It's about picking the one with the highest advantage.
And to help us make that choice, we've got another great tool, the ICE framework. It's a fantastic way to score your potential solutions based on 3 key things. Impact. How big of a difference will it make? Confidence. How sure are you that it's going to work? And effort. How much time and resources will it take?
And check out what happens when you actually run the numbers. You just take the impact score, multiply it by your confidence, and then divide the whole thing by the effort required. And suddenly the fog clears. It's not about gut feelings anymore. As you can see here, solution B isn't just a good idea, it's mathematically the smartest strategic pick.
But look, having the right answer is only half the battle. Now we hit the final and, honestly, the trickiest gears, defending your decision. Because you have to be ready for pushback, not just from the outside world, but from inside your own head. I mean, think about it. Every single new idea, every great plan, runs smack into the organization's immune system. That's what we call organizational inertia. People are just naturally resistant to change. It's predictable, it's human, and you have to expect it and plan for it. But the thing is, resistance from other people isn't even the scariest part. We've also got to fight our own brains.
Here are the fatal 4 cognitive biases. You've got anchoring bias, where you get stuck on the first piece of info you hear. Then there's confirmation bias, where you only look for proof that you're already right. And the classic sunk cost fallacy, where you keep pouring resources into a failing plan just because you've already invested so much. These are like little mental bugs in our software that can completely derail our best plan.
And here's the really tricky part about these biases. They don't feel like biases. They feel like smart, logical thinking in the moment. That anchoring or confirmation bias doesn't pop up and announce itself. It just works quietly in the background. And that's why the most sophisticated, toughest opponent you'll ever face is your own unconscious mind.
So let's bring it all together. Here's the whole challenge cycle. And it's not a straight line, it's a continuous loop. You detect, you define, you find the cause, you choose your move, and then you defend it. This is the playbook for turning any fuzzy challenge into a confident action plan.
So why go through all this trouble? Because in the world we live in now, this kind of thinking, it isn't just a nice-to-have skill. It is literally your competitive advantage. It's what will allow you to outthink and outmaneuver any challenge that comes your way. So there you have it. The system is all yours now. The only thing left to ask is, what's the first challenge you're going to outsmart?